Hi everyone, today I would like to present to you Assignment 1 for EDMA163, Mathematics in the Real World, a day in the life of a childcare chef. The question is, what maths am I expecting to find out during this interview? The maths I'm expecting to learn about would be like financials, such as budgeting, conversions, from like pounds to kilos, the different weighing of ingredients, working on schedules and cooking times, and measuring ingredients out, and also preparing portion sizes. Here are some example questions I've used to guide my interview with Jonathan, a childcare chef at a local centre who caters for 128 children per day. If you click on the little speaker, it will bring you to the interview.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you so much for taking the time out today to answer some of these questions. I'd really like to get to know how you use maths in your everyday experiences within the kitchen, and I've just got a couple of questions that could help us learn more about you and your profession.
Yeah, no problems at all.
My first question, I guess, is can you give me an example of how you use measurements in your recipes to ensure accuracy?
Yeah, so a good example of that, ensuring accuracy would be, say, cookies. It's probably the hardest thing for me to ensure accuracy because I want to make sure they're all the same size and so they all cook evenly and everything. Obviously, I use measuring tools, measuring cups and spoons, and follow the recipe accordingly. And obviously, if I don't follow the measurements correctly, I get some weird looking cookies. Some are huge, some are small, and then, some are too thick or too thin, and I don't want to be serving raw cookies to kids or burnt cookies for that matter.
And how would you calculate portion sizes for children of different ages? So you've got a few age groups in the centre. How do you make sure those portions are sized correctly for those children and their nutritional needs?
So at my centre, we follow Nutrition Australia. They provide me requirements for the meals and also the ingredients for the different age groups that we have at the centre. The guidelines from them also specify the minimum portion sizes for each food group, like different fruit and vegetable, etc.
Can you explain through your process of calculating ingredients costs for like menu planning and ensuring that you adjust your menu accordingly to avoid wastage of food and also to be able to meet budgetary restraints?
So if I get a recipe that I like, that I think I could put on the menu, I'll go through the ingredients lists. Obviously, they all have ingredients lists and quantities of all those ingredients that I'll have to work out how much I'll need to serve however many kids I have on that particular day. I'll need to research the cost of each of those ingredients as well with all the suppliers we have. We've got a bunch of suppliers for different stuff. Work out what's the most cost effective, because obviously I have a budget as well to adhere to. And then in terms of food wastage as well, I just need to track the inventory that we have, like the food we have on hand. Obviously, if there's stuff that's more perishable than something else, I'll use that first and kind of tailor the recipes accordingly to what I have on hand to limit what I have to order in fresh.
And my last question is, can you explain how you would use maths to calculate nutritional values and ensure like the meals are balanced for the children that you cater for in a day?
I actually use an online nutrition calculator to work out the nutritional content of all of the meals that I prepare for the kids. You just chuck in the ingredients and the quantities used in each of the recipes, and it calculates all the things like calories and protein, fat, carbs per serve kind of thing. I definitely could manually do this, but it's pretty time consuming and the calculator just does it much quicker.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's really interesting to learn how much maths contributes to your everyday working in the kitchen, and I've learnt a lot. So thank you so much.
No worries at all.
From my interview with Jonathan, I learned a lot more about the kinds of math he uses in the kitchen every day, such as measuring and adjusting flavorings, using ratios and proportions, calculating recipe conversions, so from kilos to pounds, to catering to different serving sizes for children, and also tracking inventory and ordering supplies based on usage and demand from the children, which are all things that I hadn't thought about when doing my first sample. I'm using estimations as a mathematical tasks. Jonathan is responsible for designing healthy, balanced meals in order to provide these 3 meals and 2 snacks for the 128 children in his centre. To do this, they're allocated a budget from the centre director in which to order food on a weekly basis. So it's therefore really important that they use estimation to determine how much ingredients Jonathan will need for a certain period, such as a week or even a month, and then calculate the cost of these ingredients based on the estimated quantities. Jonathan can then compare this to his budget to ensure that he is not overspending on ingredients or wasting them. So the task I created for this example demonstrates to you how Jonathan can use estimations to cook chicken for 1 meal for 128 children. So as you can see here, my completed work sample is using the estimation. If each child needs 2 pieces of chicken and a serving size is 85 grams, how many kilograms of chicken would you need to cook for 128 children a day? So the estimation is 128 children times 2 pieces of chicken equals 256 pieces of chicken. Then we put 256 pieces of chicken times 85 grams per serving equals 21,760 grams of chicken. Then we put that into 21,760 grams of chicken divided by 1,000 grams equals 21.76 kilograms of chicken that you need to cook for the day. After reflecting on my interview and investigation into childcare cooking, we can see that mathematics is an essential tool in this workplace for a chef. Math allows chefs to correctly measure, convert ingredients, adapt recipes for allergies or dietary restrictions, and calculate cooking times. Furthermore, math allows chefs to comprehend the nutritional value of the food they are making. A chef who doesn't understand mathematics will be unable to officially budget, meet meal times, achieve consistency in the dishes they produce, or meet the nutritional needs of the children in their care. During the interview process, it was surprising to learn how frequently and necessary mathematics is for a chef to successfully conduct their daily duties. In particular, how mathematics became second nature to the chef, as they easily can convert measurements, adjust recipes, and monitor cooking time, all while trying to maintain a meal schedule and within the constraints of the allocated budget. Also, how much of this is learnt on the job rather than formal mathematics from a textbook. We can see how the maths learnt, such as measurement, fractions, ratios, problem solving, and geometry, are all concepts that apply on a regular basis in the kitchen. As demonstrated, mathematics used in the kitchen and mathematics taught in schools are linked. Learning maths in the environment of a kitchen rather than a classroom would benefit children, since it would help them absorb concepts more easily and make maths more meaningful and enjoyable. This is a great example of how sabotaging, which Clements D. 1999 defines as instantly seeing how many, can be used in practice by using patterns with food to help children learn mathematical concepts. In general, a good mathematical foundation is required for effective participation in society activities. It enables us to make informed decisions, find answers to problems, and get a greater grasp of the world around us. Through the interview process, we discovered that mathematics is an important talent that is employed in a number of ways in this field, and that it contributes greatly to meaningful involvement within the children's services and society, and by extension in society as a whole. We would be unable to make sense of the complex systems and data that shape our lives if we did not have mathematical expertise. Thank you.